What's going on, YouTube? We are getting down to the nitty gritty, the final sprint to the hockey Stanley Cup playoffs. Chance, there are teams in, there are teams out. Your team is out. Bobby's team is in. Jason's team is hanging on for dear life. My team is hanging on for dear life. Today could have been the possibly final time that we watched number 8 in Capital One Arena in a Capitals uniform playing for the 100th time against Sidney Crosby, which is insanity. I'll let you take the floor, Chance, on this one. I'll let you dice it up how you want to talk. The floor is yours, my friend. Take us away.
We'll just start. The Metro, there's 3 teams left in it, all vying for that one spot. With Ottawa winning 2, it's going to come down to the wire for that one wild card spot. But let's just start with the Metro. Philly at 94 with 2 games remaining. Washington at 93 with 1 game remaining. Columbus at 92 with 1 game remaining. So, Philly controls their own destiny. They need 1 win out of 2 games. And they're in. And we get Philly and Pittsburgh round 1. Columbus definitely blew their opportunity today against Boston. They needed to win both. Unless something magical happens where Philly loses both, Washington loses their last, and Columbus wins their last game, then they're in.
Yep.
So, they're still not dead, but all Philly needs is 1 point, and Columbus is officially out.
Yep.
Or if Washington gets 1 point, or if Washington wins their final game, Columbus is officially out.
Yep. Well, here's the thing. Washington plays Columbus Tuesday.
Yeah.
So
big game.
Yeah.
It's for the season for both teams.
Yep.
Philly kind of with a shit draw. They play back-to-back.
Yep.
Play Carolina tomorrow. And Montreal on Tuesday. Both at home, so there is no travel for them, so that is nice. Having a home back-to-back. Relatively speaking to both your team, Billy and Jason's team, the matchup that I want to see is definitely Pittsburgh and Washington. I think that's the round 1 matchup everybody wants.
Yep.
At least marketing-wise.
Right. Crosby.
I think for TV, I think for entertainment and for a very good series, physical series, I think you want the Flyers in. Just because of the hatred between both teams.
Right.
Obviously, the Flyers have not been here
in a while. Yeah.
So the hatred's not there for, let's say, the Flyers players, because a lot of these guys weren't there in the 2010s, and the hatred between them and Pittsburgh. So it'd be kind of a renewed rivalry in a sense that this Flyers team is young. Michkov, Martone, and the Kendall kid from Pittsburgh, McGordy. There are young players from Pittsburgh that will get a taste of this rivalry in the playoffs for the first time. So it definitely would be a very good thing for both teams, getting that taste for these young players in this type of atmosphere and renewing the hatred between these teams. But, Bobby, I'll ask you, out of the three teams remaining, who would you think matchup-wise matches up well for you guys to advance?
I think we match up best with Washington to advance.
Yeah.
I do think the new group can play just as physical with Philly. And I also think the experience of the core helps against Philly because it's with a lot of guys that don't have the playoff experience.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't help that Philly would go against Crosby, who has virtually owned them his entire time in the league.
Yeah.
Has Philly beaten Pittsburgh in a playoff series since Crosby's been there?
Yeah, Yager was the one that scored the goal in Game 7 to end it.
Yeah. Okay.
Crosby scored to tie it, then Yager scored to win it for. I think that was like 2010, maybe 2011.
That's probably the year the Flyers. No. Was it the year? No, because the Flyers went to the Cup. They played Boston round 1. I think Washington is your best matchup-wise. A team that's definitely kind of not really fully sold at the deadline, but you lose your best defenseman in Capitals history in John Carlson. That's a big blow to the back end, especially come playoff time.
Yeah.
I think goaltending, though, they do have the advantage. I mean, Thompson has shown that he can steal a series. And unfortunately, Skinner likes to get pulled.
Yeah.
In playoffs. So I think the goaltending will favor Washington in that sense, but the offensive firepower and depth of Pittsburgh this year, I think, would be way too much. And team speed.
Yeah, we also suck in a power play. We're great at killing them, but we suck at scoring.
Well, yeah, you lose your one of your best power play options. I think. I mean, Carlson is the quarterback of the power play.
Yeah, he was, and he's not there anymore. Now he's doing it for Anaheim.
Yeah, who was losing to Vancouver with a chance to clinch tonight.
Yep. But
so
yeah, if we make it in and play Pittsburgh, I think it's over in 5 in terms of Pittsburgh beating us. Yeah. I don't see it going much further than that. I just think Pittsburgh's the better squad this year and for now. We're very young as well.
I really do think Pittsburgh comes out of the Metro in rounds 1 and 2. I would not be surprised. I said this last week. If Pittsburgh is in the conference final.
Yeah. It wouldn't shock me either, because, I mean, Carolina, whoever they play, Boston or Ottawa, it's not like they have the easiest draw.
And really, whatever
now,
side
I would
wins,
be.
That takes one of the threats out.
Yes. Now, I think Pittsburgh would want Carolina to win.
I'd rather play Carolina than Boston.
Yes. I think Boston or Ottawa, I mean, both those teams have been exceptionally well down the stretch.
Yep.
Especially Ottawa. It's a hot team. It's not a team that I would want to face coming out of the gates, especially round 1. Maybe round 2 they lose some steam, but yeah. I think if you're Pittsburgh, you want to play Carolina round 2, seeing that you get out of round 1. We'll move over to the Atlantic. I don't know. This is so weird to me because I don't know who's going to actually come out. Well, Montreal can't if there is a 3-way tie. If there's a 3-way tie at the top, Montreal will be the 3rd, Buffalo will be the 1, Tampa will be the 2. That would how it would shake up if there's a three-way tie for first in the Atlantic. Oh, Ottawa only gained a point. They went to overtime. So that I think if you're Buffalo, you definitely want to win the Atlantic.
Yep.
I don't know how favorable the matchup would be against Tampa or Montreal. If they were to fall, though, I think Tampa would be their best option to play against. I think this Montreal team is. I think this was the thing that everybody wanted happen like last year with all the talent that they have.
Right.
And now Demidov's got a full year under his belt. Dobson comes over from the Islanders. This Jacob Fowler kid coming in net, who everybody thought was going to play in the AHL all year. And you let Dobish and Montembeault be the tandem. This Jacob Fowler kid coming this year, now, can he do it in the playoffs? That is the question. So I like Montreal, whoever they play round one. I don't think they're going to get the one unless Tampa and Buffalo both lose 2 games in a row. And Montreal beats Philly, which could happen.
Right.
But I think if Buffalo or Tampa... Is Tampa playing? No, Tampa plays tomorrow, I think. Tampa plays the Red Wings. So if Tampa wins Monday night, I don't think Montreal's going to play anybody. Just because they do not hold the tiebreaker against any of those, against Tampa or Buffalo. So it'll be interesting to see what they do against Philly, just because if Tampa wins, that puts them tied, and then they play the Rangers to end the year.
Yeah.
Which the Rangers have been kind of the best team at fucking up the draft position here recently. Kind of turned into a slight wagon of the bottom feeders.
Yep.
If that's even a thing.
I think it'd be a thing. They smoked us. That's why Logan Thompson started yesterday and today. That's why he'll start against Columbus too. Like Charlie Lindgren will not get another start the rest of the year as long as Logan Thompson is healthy.
Yeah.
I don't care. You could throw 4 back-to-backs together. Motherfucker still ain't starting. Because he got pounded by the worst team in pretty much almost hockey. 8-1. Can't happen.
On the Inside Out game, so they had that little telecast.
Which is weird.
Yeah, it's hockey. I don't know if that's the move.
Yeah, you might want to. It was fun, but let's nah.
Yeah, let me pull up my notes here. Let me see if I still have what I had from last year. Or I guess I do not have them saved. Wow. I was going to try to go back and see where I was right and where I was wrong.
Oh, from this year?
Yes. For some reason, I only have the Pacific saved.
Well, you did say the Pacific was going to get weird this year.
So if it were to end today, I'd have Vegas and Edmonton right.
Right.
And then LA and Anaheim would be flip-flop, with Anaheim getting in as a wild card that I did predict. So I was right there.
Yeah.
I kind of nailed the Pacific.
Yeah. You did
I just had
say,
San Jose finishing dead last. That did not happen.
well, I don't think we expected
I was-
Celebrini's impact to have the impact that it's had.
Yeah, but I just think it was a year or two early. I think
Right.
the timeline. But I think one of the best series that is going to happen is Utah and whoever wins the Pacific.
Just
I
playoff
think
hockey in
that
Utah.
is going to be a phenomenal series.
Right.
Shit, I know one we all got wrong. No one predicted the Metro to be.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I had the Rangers winning it.
Everyone had the Penguins damn near at the bottom.
Yeah, I definitely had that coming into the year.
Yeah, I don't think we
I'll be
thought.
honest, I did too.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know if we had the Penguins being in a playoff spot, but
yeah, no, I don't think anybody did except for the Penguins.
Yeah, like all the
I mean-
analysts and everything said lottery team.
We were all hoping for. I wasn't, but McKenna to Pittsburgh to just kind of continue the trend of generational talent
right.
coming in after generational talent.
And they went ahead and said, "Nah, we're gonna be a wagon this year. We're gonna get the
We're gonna
2 seed in
just-
the Metro."
87 is just going to be 87 and take us to the playoffs.
Yeah,
Maybe for the final time, but if anything, doesn't
No,
matter.
he's not done yet.
No, but you
season's
never
not
know.
over yet.
But you never know.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy. No, I think I will say, if the Capitals don't make it in, I'm not saying your team was a bad team because they were white hot at the time, but getting shut out by your team and then getting absolutely freaking annihilated by New York. Those 2 games are going to hurt a lot. Just at least not even taking a point. Right? Like,
Yeah,
at the
the
very...
down stretch, you got to get as many points as possible against, especially the bad teams.
Right. Like, and I'm not calling your team back because, again, when we played you, you guys were still in a playoff contention and were riding a pretty decent,
We were not in the playoff position.
yeah, but you
We
were
were
white
close.
hot. Yeah, you were white hot. You were right there. But even still, it's like, damn, at least just come out with a point. They can win in a overtime or shootout, whatever. We still got a point. We're still right in this thing. But, like, we had the 3rd place in the Metro on a silver frickin' platter going into that Sunday against New York. Like, and then you want to talk about blowing it?
Yeah, that was your opportunity right there.
Yeah, in spectacular fashion, you blew it. And it wasn't even close. I've never seen a team play more flat in my life. Like,
Yeah,
it's like they didn't know. You know what I mean? Like, and then watching them yesterday and even today, it was like, where was this against the Rangers? Like, because this is not how you played against the Rangers. But, I don't know. I just think that those 2 games are going to come back to bite and be the reason why we're not in. And for all of those who are complaining, oh, if we were in this division, in this conference, well, you're not. So, get better or suck at some point. Like, yeah, it'd be great because we'd be leading the entire Pacific Division right now. Yeah, it'd be awesome, but we're not.
sometimes that's just how the shit shakes out.
Yeah, I know. Like,
Unfortunately.
yeah. It's not how it is, so deal with it and be better. Win the games you're supposed to win.
Now, speaking on last week, what I talked about with the play-in and how this would work in the season, I really think the play-in would only happen during Olympic years. And here's why. This is a perfect opportunity, taking this year what we learned about the schedule and how the NHL was big on the back-to-backs, and especially backloading the schedule. I think they kind of nailed it with the travel for teams. There's probably a few teams that didn't like the travel at the end of the year.
Right.
But we take the Olympic year, we shorten the schedule to 76 games.
Yeah.
You play
So
a lot
essentially
more with
2 weeks worth of games, basically.
yes, and you play a lot more within your division and conference. That's when the play-in comes in. 8 through how would we do this here? 6 through 10? No, 7 through 10. 7, 8, 9, and 10. The
I
7
think
through
that's how
10
the NBA
teams
does
would
it.
play.
Yeah, I think that's how the NBA
Yes,
does
the 7
it.
through 10 would play. Now, maybe not 76 games. Maybe we go to 78. Just do it that way.
Yep.
78 games. Then you had the play in between the 7 and 10 of the respective conferences. Now, I get it. I don't think the owners would ever go for this because not everybody's going to get a play in.
Nope.
And that's 4 games that's basically 2 home games worth of revenue that you are losing.
Yes.
Mhm.
But this is where the Players Association would step in. And the players would probably, I think, would go for this, especially within the Olympic year. A shortened schedule, more rest for these players. Now you're probably going to say, well, the Olympic break, not everybody makes the Olympic team. And I get that. Not everybody goes and plays for their country. And that's a nice 2-week break for most players in the NHL.
Right.
But for the players that do make their team, I think this is an added incentive to shorten the season during an Olympic year. I think you probably start earlier. That way the Cup final isn't running all the way to the end of June. I still think the NHL needs to start earlier.
Yes.
I think a lot of hockey fans that aren't diehards or that don't have teams in it kind of turn it off
And it's
when we
baseball
get into
season.
June.
Yeah, because college
Yeah.
baseball World Series is going on around this time too.
Yeah, like I'll still watch it regardless. They could play into July,
Right.
And
No,
I'm going
yeah.
to watch it regardless if my team is in it or not.
But the casuals who just
The
turn it
Stanley
on
Cup
for the
is
playoffs,
just awesome.
yeah,
Yeah,
they're
and
gonna
I
be
think
like,
too during these Olympic years, I think that's when you try this new playoff format of 1 through 8,
yeah,
just to see how this shakes out. But I am big on a play-in, especially for this reason right here that we're coming into for the Metro.
with all these
it
great
sucks that
teams in
these
there.
teams are going to be left out,
Yep.
and they should all have a fighting chance, especially a tie. Especially if there's a tie, like settle this with a play-in.
Mm-hmm.
Game 83. We have a game 163 in baseball. Just a game 83. See who moves on.
Right.
Yeah, instead of basing it off of regulation.
Yeah. And then
Let
there's
the team
regulation,
choose.
regulation plus overtime, and goal differential. There's so many different tiebreakers. If all these are matching,
Yeah, let's just
that
have
it goes
a one
into,
game
just
thing.
settle it on the ice.
Yeah.
Because we could have, like, let's say this was coming down the stretch. Philly has been in the 3 spot for most of the year. They go ice cold down the stretch. Washington, Columbus, they get white hot, and they tie them. But they had a shitty start to the year.
Yeah. Right.
And they don't have enough regulation wins to overtake Philly. And you get an ice cold team going in again instead of a white hot team that is playing better at the time.
Right. Could
Going
make a
home.
better run of the table.
Yeah, could run the table.
Not a team that's going to get swept. Which not
Yeah,
saying
not
that
saying
could
that they
happen.
won't
Yeah.
turn it on. But that's just something that they could avoid.
Right.
Like you settle it. So let me just pull this up. Let me look. Let's see what the play-in would be this year if there was.
I also just think before you get to that, it's maybe this is just in the Western Conference that I see this, but we don't get the same 20 stinking matchups. And also, you look at how the Central's set up. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think any of us are picking a Pacific team to come out of the West.
No, because the top 3 teams in the Western Conference is Colorado, Dallas, Minnesota.
Right, and 2 of
The
them
fact
play
that we
each other
have
in
to
the first
get
round.
Dallas, Minnesota, round 1.
Yeah, kind of stinks.
Kind of stinks, but it's going to make for an electric round 1.
Right.
Like, that is a round 1 that is going to put asses in seats and viewerships.
Which I think
the
they
roof for
are
round
really
1.
concerned about. I don't think they're really...
That's why they do this round 1. I mean, this is why this happens. It's for viewership.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get these electric round 1 matchups.
Yeah.
Now, down the stretch is when it
kind of
fades off.
Right. Which is weird because wouldn't you want the, as we go along, for the viewership to climb up, not fade off?
Yeah, because you got to think, Dallas and Minnesota, whoever, they're getting Colorado.
Yeah.
Like, that's something that we want to see in the conference final.
Right. I want to see who's going to play for a Stanley Cup in that. Not,
Yeah.
who gets Colorado.
Yeah.
No.
Like, that's what we want. That's what we want to see.
Yeah.
Now, I still think that round 2 matchup is going to put a lot of viewership on that.
Oh, for sure, but it's round 2. You know, and then it's
So
going to be
what-
like, it's going to be either Colorado, Dallas, Minnesota against, Anaheim or Vegas. Or, I'm
So
not saying
let's
this is a
just-
bad team, but Utah. Like,
Yeah, hypothetically speaking, if we were to do 1 through 8 with a play-in, the play-in in the East would be Ottawa, Columbus in Ottawa, and then Philly and Washington in Philly. That would be your play-in for the 2 wildcard spots.
I'm down.
I think those would be very fun games to watch for a play-in.
Right.
And then Carolina would play the 8. Buffalo would play the 7. Montreal would play the 6. Which would be Boston, Montreal. I mean, 2 original 6 teams going at it
Would be
in
epic.
round 1. Close travel. I mean, these
Right.
2 cities are close. And then you get Tampa, Pittsburgh.
Which would
Definitely
be
not
epic.
on the travel side,
No.
but
Great series.
a very, very good series round 1.
Like, that's the kind of shit we want to see.
Yeah. In the West, the play-in would be Utah, LA in Utah, and then Edmonton, Anaheim. Edmonton in a play-in game as of now,
Huh.
if the season ended today.
Huh.
I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, no, 6. Oh, never mind.
Oh.
Edmonton's safe. I misread that.
Hmm.
Anaheim would be the 7
Okay.
going up against Winnipeg,
Which, I mean,
and then LA and Nashville, the 8-9.
yeah, putting Hellebuck in another playoff situation, a one game for
Yeah,
all
a
kind of
one
situation.
game, just a one gamer.
Yeah, I mean,
Chips on the table. I like Connor Hellebuck,
I do too.
especially after the gold medal game.
Right,
I mean,
upset alert right there. Winnipeg, you need
like,
one.
yeah, you got the best goalie in the world. Still, technically.
Yeah, boom, done. Hello.
Yeah. And then Colorado would play the 8. Dallas would play the 7. It'd be Minnesota, Edmonton, the 3-6. Be a very good series. Quinn
Yeah.
Hughes, Connor McDavid. Seen that one time
Yeah, I
a
want
couple
to see
years
it.
ago, Vancouver, Edmonton.
I want to see it in a playoff again.
And then the 2 newcomers, not 2 newcomers, but still technically, I mean, if you think about it, Vegas, Utah, 2 of the newer teams in the league.
Right.
Utah, technically not new. They're still Arizona in my mind, but
Agreed.
It ain't gonna feel like
Still a
it
new
ain't gonna
team.
feel like Arizona when you hear that crowd.
no. Speaking of Utah, the Zamboni, the Zammoth,
It's
Yeah, the thing looks
awesome.
just an electric.
Yeah. That's phenomenal.
And then their little like entrance prop that they bring down now has the tusks coming out of it.
Yep.
Their beer mugs that they're selling are tusks. I mean,
They're
talk
just-
about a team getting it right,
Yeah, they're just doing it
marketing
all.
wise.
Buffalo with the beer saber was kind of cool too.
Yes, awesome. Which, I mean, Utah is doing it right
Yep.
from a marketing standpoint.
And they're winning, which helps it so much more.
And I am so excited to see this Utah crowd
Yes.
in a playoff. I mean, we thought last year opening night against Chicago with that Utah crowd was electric. I think it's going to be times 10
Yeah.
come round one.
That team is going to be playing with so much adrenaline.
It's such a young team, too.
Right. They're going to be feeding off of that.
And it's kind of a team of underrated players. Like Nick Schmaltz, Clayton Keller, Logan Cooley, Dylan Gunther having a very quiet 40-goal season.
Yeah.
So, like, this team is going to be fun to watch, which, technically speaking, this is still going to be the round one matchup we would get this year. Like, the current format, Vegas and Utah, if the season ended today. So that still lines up with the 1-8 format. But
still, think of some of the matchups we would get in that format, right? Especially just the one games. Philly versus Washington. You talk about Philly versus Pittsburgh. Hey, I know we're not on the same level as that, but yeah, Washington fans don't like Philly either. we're a big
like,
Philly town over here.
Yeah, and like even if it was Philly Pittsburgh round like a play-in game.
Right. Hello.
I mean that's good. Like I think the play-in would do so well.
Yeah, I just think they need to look at.
NHL.
Yeah, I just think they need to look at something new. This format has been so nice, it has, but I mean, I hate to go back to this, but Edmonton versus LA 5 years in a row, brother. I mean, come on.
Yeah, like eventually let's see something else. Like I want to see maybe LA and Edmonton in round 2 or a conference final if they make it that far.
Like, you know, and I'm not saying I don't want to play Pittsburgh. If we make it in, that would be awesome. Ovi versus Crosby one final time, it'd be epic, but it's like I've already seen that 4 times this year.
Especially round 2, you don't want to see them.
Yeah. But it's like I got to potentially see it 11 total times in a season. Like I want to see from a hockey standpoint other matchups. Maybe Washington and Pittsburgh wasn't a good thing, but like, and you're looking, like we said, the top 3 teams in the entire Western Conference are in the same division. They just happen to be in the same division. They're going to play each other in the first 2 rounds.
Yeah, it is unfortunate that has to happen.
Yeah, like we're going to decide the Western Conference champion essentially in the second round. Why? You know, and I'm not saying none of these other teams can shock the world and come up and beat them, but it's highly unlikely. But it's just like, come on, y'all. Like, I don't know. Different matchups. You get the best teams, maybe, obviously, and then you'd have the potential Cinderella, right? Like, what if Minnesota played, I don't know, Anaheim in the second round or first or second round? And Anaheim just pulls
Minnesota
it off.
Dusts
I think so too, but I'm just using it as an example. Like it's just like, oh my gosh, Anaheim just beat Minnesota in 6 games. Like holy shit! Like that would be like, whoa, you know what I mean? Because you always have one. You always have one just.
Which I think out of the West, picking a Cinderella team, I think it's Utah.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at the side of the bracket that they're going to be on. They're going to be on the Pacific side.
Yep.
I know Vegas has looked good in their short stint with Tortorella, but this is a team that's been struggling as of late.
Yep.
And I know they have a bunch. I mean, the team's basically the same that won the cup. But, I mean, I don't know, man. Utah's been playing well down the stretch. They're not playing well against Calgary right now. They're down 2-0 last time I checked.
Yeah.
But this Utah team, they won't run into one of these central juggernauts until the conference final. And who knows? Edmonton could go out round one. I mean, we still don't know the extent of what Draisaitl is going to be.
Yep.
There are still speculations that he will be ready round one. That German engineering, I guess, the medicine over there in Germany. But
I mean, I don't expect Edmonton to make a deep run for a postseason this year.
no, not with their. It seems as though they're rolling Connor Ingram round one or to start the playoffs. He's been the better goaltender down the stretch.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do you trust Connor Ingram to take you to the promised land and win 16 games?
That's a tough ask, especially of what you got to go up against with the lack of what you already have.
Yeah, and I think if they play Anaheim round one, I'm taking Dostal in a 7-game series.
I would agree with that.
Anaheim doesn't have the firepower,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of guys haven't been here before. I mean, Chris Kreider and John Carlson is going to be the driving veteran leadership that they need.
Yep.
Round one. To get a guy like Leo Carlson, Seneke, McTavish, Vetrano all ready for this moment in Anaheim.
Yeah.
And then the final wild card spot up for grabs in the West that we'll end on. It's between 3 teams in my mind. Anaheim's still not locked in. If LA were to win and tie Anaheim, I do believe Anaheim would be the 3. And unfortunately, if Vegas wins, we get LA, Edmonton round 1. Certainly not something that I want to look forward to.
Yeah.
But and then Nashville is the other team that realistically is still in it. I know Winnipeg is knocking on the door. They're 5 points out with 3 games left, so there is time to make up ground. That's 6 points. Got to win all 3. Can't afford to lose one.
Yep.
But I think they're done. And I just think somehow, some way, LA is going to will their way being Kopitar's last year. I think they have to get in. I mean, how can you have one of the greatest players in LA Kings franchise history in his swan song final year not get in?
Yeah. I agree.
So, should be interesting. These final 3 or so games left in the year for these teams
Oh, yeah.
that are still in it.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, we won't have an episode
Next
next week, the start of the playoffs.
Right.
So, I know.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, looking ahead, we probably won't be talking again until round 2 for some of these teams and
Mm-hmm.
some game 7s for some.
Shit, now that I'm thinking about it, I could probably go to a Tampa game.
Yeah,
Fuck.
depending on how much money you want to spend.
Choo.
Yeah.
Well, it's the first round, so it wouldn't totally break the bank. But I'm
It
still.
doesn't matter. It's still playoff hockey.
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
been.
I mean, unless you want to go to Utah and spend $50 for a playoff ticket.
True.
Oh, really?
Well,
That's right, he
the
did.
$50, which is also very incredible what Ryan Smith is doing. The $50 ticket is the one with the obstructed view.
Mm-hmm.
Billy, you're going to spend 1,000,000 times more on Tampa Bay Lightning playoff tickets than you would trying to just go sit in like the bottom row of the Trop.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I know that.
Especially if Montreal is the team they face round 1.
Yeah.
that ticket's going to be hard to come by.
Yup.
Because they are going to want no Montreal fans there.
Nope. No, they aren't. No, well,
Jason, now that you're on, talk to me about your playoff hopes. Dwindling? Still have life? What's the vibe?
Since we lost to Boston tonight, aren't they? Aren't we eliminated?
nope.
No. Philly needs to lose 2 straight, and Washington needs to lose their last game.
Which is against you.
Yeah, so you have to beat Washington.
And Philly can't
Kind of have your
get a
destiny
point.
in your hand a little bit.
But, I mean, Philly plays plays Carolina and Montreal, so Carolina, they can't move out of the number 1 spot.
Nope.
So do they really care? Montreal, they can't really climb, but they could win the Atlantic.
Yeah, based on tiebreakers, but both teams have to lose ahead of them. They have to lose out.
Well, Montreal's ahead of Tampa right now.
Yeah, but if Tampa wins against the Wings tomorrow, then Tampa goes to the 2.
That,
Montreal has the least regulation wins out of the 3 teams.
yeah.
So,
But they could
need
still
both teams
win
to lose
the
out.
division. Yeah, they could still win the division, so they're going to care about that game. But if we need Philly to lose both, I mean, is Carolina really going to care?
and I mean, yeah, and Philly's got everything to play for. Both games are at home in a back-to-back, so that's not favorable.
To beat Boston tonight.
I mean, still
Gone.
alive,
I mean,
still
it's a
hope.
flop. They should have been, they hit a skid every year in the second half, and I was hoping it wouldn't happen now, and of course it did.
It's okay, brother. You have a chance to eliminate us out of the playoffs.
Okay, say you make it. What are the expectations of beating Pittsburgh? Are they high? Is that a favorable one for you?
The problem is, I think whoever wins the series, both teams are going to be dead. Like going into the next round, if the
Yeah,
regular
I
season
mean-
was any indication. I think it would be a 7-game series.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Bobby, wouldn't you think that those two would probably go 7? Based
don't know,
on what
because
we
that's-
saw from the regular season.
Because in the playoffs, so Crosby's a different animal. That's the only
At the
thing that I
same
can.
time, Crosby dealing with all the shit he's been dealing with injury wise all year. Who knows how much of a toll that'll take on him playing in the playoffs.
I'm gonna say he's probably fine after the way he stood Kachuk up the other night.
I think with the way that those two played each other in the regular season, it would be one hell of a 7-game series. I don't have much hope in getting there, though, at this point.
Washington, then that's all you can do.
Yeah, you can just ruin someone's season. A Tuesday night.
Yeah.
I think is Tuesday night the last game for everybody, or there's some.
No, there's still
It's
2 more
Thursdays
days.
when the season ends.
Yeah, Philly doesn't play until Thursday.
They play Monday, Tuesday, back to back.
I thought they played after us.
The East will be all wrapped up in terms of
Tuesday
who's
night.
in the playoffs Tuesday night. Or tomorrow, or Monday night, because if Philly wins, then
Yeah, if Philly wins.
Philly
tomorrow,
wins, it
that's
doesn't matter. Might want to go, Jason. I don't know if you're working Tuesday night, but you might want to go. You could see Ovechkin play his last hockey game in the NHL.
Ovechkin when there's a guy that wears 87 that's a million times better.
I mean, fair enough.
Joe Ovechkin stand in one spot and play no defense. If I want to watch,
He
a
played
team not
defense
playing
today.
Defense, I'll go watch the NBA.
Play defense today, that's
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure.
Or we'll just play Chell.
You could. I was just saying.
So anyway,
Is that all you got for us, Chance?
Yeah, unless anybody else has anything to add.
Negative Ghost Rider.
Fuck Philly. That's all I got to add.
Agreed.
Hoping Montreal and Carolina take care of business.
I think
Takes care of
Philly
business.
wins Monday night.
I don't think Carolina's going to play anybody.
And from what I read, it's an orange out in Philly Monday night, from what they're saying.
Ew.
Yeah. I mean,
So,
I'm guessing
I
that's
would
a
have
big
more,
deal for them.
I would say the odds would look better if they played Montreal first, then Carolina,
yes.
because Montreal is playing to move up still.
Yeah.
But I think Carolina's going to rest the majority of the.
Who knows? Philly could still lay an egg. You never know.
You
Sure,
never
this
know,
Philly-
man. It's a weird game.
This Philly.
Eh,
Shit, Philly. Imagine if Philly loses, that Columbus Washington game could be a bloodbath.
yes.
Gets very spicy in a hurry.
anyway, last game of the year, you lose, you're out. Even if
Both
Philly
sides.
wins, like last game of the year, what the hell's going to happen?
Right.
You're not going to
Yeah.
know till after the game's over either.
Yeah.
No.
And I mean, the thing, and Chance said it best, like, if Philly goes to one overtime and doesn't take that extra point, and we tie, we still get in because of
Well,
the
Philly,
tiebreaker.
Philly's magic number
is
is
2,
one win.
1 win, but they need 2
Doesn't matter
points.
how you get it. 2
Yeah.
points. 1
2
win.
points
That's
or-
why I said magic number is 1.
Yep. Could get interesting. I don't want to be watching. I'm definitely gonna be watching everything, especially tomorrow night.
Definitely tomorrow night.
Definitely
Yeah, the
tomorrow
orange
night.
out.
I'm gonna be a one night only bandwagon Carolina fan.
Facts. Actually, I don't give a shit who wins.
Yeah, you don't
you're,
care.
You're setting the 2.
Yeah, you just get
Just matter
whoever.
who you're playing.
Yeah, you get whoever figures it out on these final couple of days.
Yeah.
That's what you're waiting on. All right, boys, we are out of
I
here.
think your coach wins coach of the year either.
I think he does.
I think he does.
I think
I mean,
the guy
it's
from
either him or
Montreal
Boston.
wins it.
No, it's either between him or Sturm in Boston.
Buffalo.
Lindy Ruff has already won it before.
Go to a 106-point season at least.
Yeah, but Boston and Philly,
their
or Boston
story-
and Pittsburgh, were 2 teams that people thought were going to be in the lottery.
Potentially with a 5, top 5 pick.
Yeah, like. In Boston,
It's-
okay, this is where it gets interesting. Boston could still have the 6th overall pick. Because the pick that Toronto traded is top 5 protected.
Mm.
Now, if Toronto does not get into the top 5 based on lottery, then the highest pick Boston could have is number 6.
That'd be wild.
So, Yeah, Boston could make out
Toronto-
like bandits.
Boston is playing with house
Toronto
money
with
right now.
Gavin McKenna. Toronto's going to end up pick.
Yeah, because
They're
Matthews
gonna end
is
up
coming to
with
St. Louis.
That ain't happening.
Or McDavid's coming to St. Louis. One of the two is coming. Because God knows both those players are not staying in Canada.
Yeah.
Those guys are going to St. Louis.
All right, boys, we're out of here. Enjoy the next couple nights of hockey. It's gonna be riveting shit. I know I'm gonna be
Spell that.
nope, sweaty palming it for the next couple of nights. Enjoy the playoffs. Most of the first round, potentially all the first round, depending on how many games they get through, how many sweeps there are. I don't think there'll be many, but you never know. We'll be back in a couple weeks. Thank you, boys, for joining us. And, yeah,
We'll show next week.
I'm not here next week, Jason. I'm on vacation.
Currently, Anaheim is tied with Vancouver 3-3.
All right, you two. We out. Goodbye.
I think Anaheim